Have you ever wondered what the worst states in America are? These states stink. If you live in one of these pits, don't worry, because some states can go from bad to good, unless you're stuck in Mississippi, in which case you'd better get the hell out of there. But even if your state doesn't statistically suck, you might still think it's time for a change of scenery. So without further ado, here's a list of the 10 worst states in 2024, based on each state's economy, safety, cost of living, schools, and quality of life. Number 10 on our list, South Carolina. Now, you might think that people are flocking to the Palmetto State like there's no tomorrow, but let me tell you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You see, all these newcomers are driving home prices up faster than a cheetah. Median home values have risen 30% in just 1 year to $300,000. And that's pretty good money, my friend. That's not so bad, you might say, but hold on tight. Because when you compare that to the median household income of $56,000, it's clear that most people can't afford that kind of money. If you're thinking of moving to South Carolina, you'd better make up your mind. With a poverty rate of 15.8%, crime is on the rise in South Carolina. The 5th highest crime rate, the 7th highest violent crime rate. That's not good, partner. And let's not forget the schools, the 7th worst in the entire country. The future doesn't look bright, I'll tell you that much. Number 9, Alaska. Living in Alaska is very expensive. I'm talking about sky-high electricity bills and grocery bills that will bring tears to your eyes. And if you're comfortable indoors, get ready for some hefty heating bills that will make your wallet cry. Now let's talk a bit about the seasons. You have the freezing months when the mosquitoes hibernate, and then you have the mosquito-infested months when you fight bugs every day. Are the two different things? While a poverty rate of 10.6% is nothing to be proud of, the working environment is not all rosy either. Salaries are steadily declining, and with an unemployment rate of 5.8%, good luck finding a job. Let's talk about Alaska's school system, which is, let's say, closer to the bottom of the barrel than the top. And if that's not enough to make you think twice, consider this. Alaska is not an easy place when it comes to safety. The violent crime rate is very high, and there are things to watch out for. Number 8, Alabama is a state with a falling crime rate, but it still has many challenges to overcome. Schools are low in the rankings, life expectancy is short, and healthcare is poor. The state also suffers from low income levels and a high poverty rate. However, some areas, such as Huntsville, stand out with high income levels. While Alabama's overall cost of living is low and home values are affordable, those with low household incomes are forced to struggle with poverty. Alabama needs to eat more bread for a better future. Number 7, Tennessee. Now, you might be scratching your head and wondering why people are flocking to the volunteer state like a gold rush, but truth be told, I think it has something to do with the Great Smoky Mountains, the lush green forests, and of course Nashville. Don't get me wrong, Tennessee has potential, but the potential ends there. Tennessee has the 3rd highest violent crime rate in the entire country, and at the rate things are going, who's to say it won't take the title of most dangerous state from Alaska? In Memphis, where the poverty rate has reached 14.6%, wages are struggling to keep up and housing costs are skyrocketing, you can understand why some people might want to turn to a life of crime. Don't think, I'll go to Nashville. They're living in houses that cost about $400,000. That doesn't sound good to anybody, does it? Number 6, Kentucky. What is Kentucky's quality of life? As pleasant as smelling horse manure on a hot summer day. Poverty rates are climbing like a vine, the 6th highest in the country, 15% and climbing. But hold on tight, because what's the average cost of a home? Just $182,000. Now, that's enough to make you think twice. Public schools and healthcare? Let's just say they're not at the top of the charts. When it comes to economic opportunity, Kentucky ranks 5th from the bottom. Fiscal stability doesn't look so good either, 3rd from the bottom. I hate to say it, but Kentucky has a bit of a reputation for playing fast and loose with taxpayer money. Harvard even named Kentucky the most corrupt state when it comes to where hard-earned money goes. But most Kentuckians are too busy trying to get by on an average household income of $55,200 to do much about it. It's a tough situation, isn't it? Number 5, West Virginia. If you are looking for an online job from out of state, West Virginia might be the place for you. Unless, of course, that state is Mississippi, because salaries are much lower there. Now, with more people coming from their home state than ever before, West Virginia has seen a surge in newcomers and was the 4th most moved state in 2023. And who can blame them? With a landscape like this, it's a postcard. And look at this. Median home prices don't even reach $125,000. That's the best deal I've ever seen. But before you pack your bags, you have to face reality, partner. West Virginia may look nice, but it has the worst infrastructure, the 5th worst schools, the 3rd worst economy, and the 4th worst healthcare. So, you get what you pay for. But hey, on the bright side, it's the 10th safest state. So there's that. Number 4, New Mexico. Now don't think New Mexico is all sunshine and rainbows, because truth be told, it is more of a desert wasteland when it comes to pretty much everything else. Air quality, water quality, they rank 3rd worst in the country. Internet access sucks, and don't try to ignore the economic woes. With the 5th highest unemployment rate, the 3rd worst economic opportunities, and a poverty rate that is pretty good at 16.8%, with child poverty almost double that. With the average home value at $268,000 and the average income struggling to reach $52,000, it's like paying gold for gravel. And here's the kicker. With schools ranked dead last in the country, it's like being stuck in a swamp with no way out. Is it any wonder that people resort to illegal means to make ends meet? New Mexico has the highest crime rate in the entire country and the 2nd highest violent crime rate. It's a wild ride through the land of enchantment. Number 3, Arkansas. They hold the record for the highest divorce rate in the country. If I was stuck in a boring place like Arkansas, I think I'd create unnecessary drama for relationships. They're second to last in happiness, and can you blame them? Arkansas is a bomb when it comes to problems. 4th worst economic opportunity, 7th worst infrastructure, 7th highest obesity rate, and not to mention healthcare. That's too bad, folks. And what about its schools? 9th from last. Add to that the 3rd highest homicide rate, the 4th highest violent crime rate, the 5th highest poverty rate, and a median household income that barely scrapes by on $48,900. Now sure, you might be tempted to be affordable homes, with the median cost sitting pretty at $160,000. But take it from me, partner, there's not much opportunity to be found in the land of opportunity. To be fair, the Fayetteville area isn't all that bad, but the rest of Arkansas too. Mississippi. Always a bad state, still unchanged. So why is Mississippi still a bad state, you ask? With an average home price of just $153,000, it's the dollar store of states. But don't let the low prices fool you, because Mississippi has the highest poverty rate in the country at 18.7%. This is probably because they struggle with the worst economic opportunities. With the lowest median household income at just $45,700. Now let's talk about business. Mississippi's economy, it's dead last. Healthcare, that's dead last too. It's like they're breaking records left and right, and it's not a good record. Even New Mexico looks like the golden goose compared to Mississippi. With the worst performing schools, infrastructure as shaky as a leaf in the wind, the highest obesity rate, I could go on and on. Now before we move on to number 1, make sure you like and subscribe and let me know which state you think is the worst. While some of you will probably say New York or California, yes, the quality of life in our 2 most famous states has gone downhill in recent years. But as bad as their problems are, they're still not as bad as the states on this list. I mean, California has the 5th best economy in the world and is perhaps the most beautiful state. And for all its flaws, there is no city in the world like New York. Not to mention the countryside is super affordable and beautiful. Number 1 on the list, Louisiana. Louisiana is a city with a terrible infrastructure. But hold on to your hats, because that's not the half of it. The Pelican State has a laundry list of problems, including the 3rd worst schools, the 4th worst healthcare, the 4th highest obesity rate, the 4th worst economy, the 2nd highest poverty rate, and an average household income that barely scratches the surface at $54,000. Not to mention the fact that Louisiana is the murder capital of the US and the 2nd most dangerous state overall. Add to that the fact that it is the most corrupt state in the country? Need I go on? When you add it all up, it's no surprise that Louisiana is the worst state to live in 2024. If you live in Louisiana, get the hell out of there. Joke, 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 it's up to you. But I think you should go.